co-creators of this amazing experience, the very gifted and very talented Miss ThunderBeat.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. Oh my God, yes, Ryan and I and Alex has put this cosmic awakening together because it's one of my dreams. I've been speaking at some UFO conferences, but I've been asking to speak at other ones, and they said, no, we don't want experiencers. We want researchers. And I said, what? Because I have been experienced. I was taken up in a ship starting at the age of 4, and they've been in contact with me all my life. So when I asked these people to speak at the UFO conferences, they said no. And you need facts, and you need this. And I said, well, I have experience. They have research. I don't get it. So this is why I did this conference. This is one of my dreams. Yes. To get the real knowledge out there, the truth. So, because aren't you tired of the old stuff? Roswell? Hello? That was before I was born, you know? Get on with it already. Let's get the real information, what's happening now. Correct? Yay. Okay, so I got a presentation here. We can start with that. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. It means so much to me.
The ships are everywhere. Look up. A true story of my ET and angel encounters. My first encounter was when I was 4 years old. It was daytime and I was playing in the driveway, and they took me up into what looked like an invisible tube. My mother came running out of the house trying to catch me, and they took her up too. On the ship, they put me on a silver table and rolled me down a hallway. I was passing rooms with circular doorways, and each room was filled with a different color of light. They brought me into one room and shined golden light on to me and called me a name. They said my name was Flying Eagle with many wings. And then they brought me back. I slowly floated down to the driveway. And now they have been in contact with me and my mother throughout our whole life. I have been wanting to write this book for many years, but the angels kept saying, not yet, not time, not safe. I have been very patient. On January 11th, 2013, the doorway opened to reveal the truth about extraterrestrials. All my encounters have been positive ones, not like the negative experiences you see on television. They are false and made up by Hollywood. This is one of the reasons why I am writing this book, to stop the fear and lies about our star family. The ETs I have met are beautiful, loving beings and are here to help us in our awakening and ascension process. They have downloaded to me the future plans for our planet and have guided me with revolutionary ways of healing with color, light, and sound. I have now written a book about all my encounters. It's called Look Up, My Encounters with ETs and Angels.
So, thank you. So, you can pause it for a second, please. So, yeah, oh shoot, hard to see. Can you see this okay? Can you turn it down? Okay, because I want to explain, like I said, I'm only 5'5". See, what I want to explain is everyone I've ever met has been benevolent. I've even met reptilians that have that had golden light around them. And they were positive. They still had hardly any emotions. What I'm going to be talking about today is some of the ETs I have met. And the reptilians, they get this bad rap, but there's good ones and bad ones, just like people. You know, there are this one, I will show you a picture, but I have some drawings from Celeste is here. She's a soul portrait. She's amazing. She's done some drawings for me, and I have a friend, Harmoot from Australia, that's helped me too. But when they first took me up on the ship, there was it was cloaked in a cloud, broad daylight, and when I was going up into the ship, I saw these three colored lights. It was primary colors. It was red, yellow, and blue, and they had steam around the ship that was making the cloud, making it cloaked in a cloud. So when they, the weather people or the government or whoever wants to talk about lenticular clouds, let me show you. This is a cloud here, a cloud ship in Phoenix. This is only like last year. Oops.
The ships are everywhere. Look up.
No. Okay, it's okay. So I want you guys to, look at that. See, I want you to recognize a cloud ship. They're so obvious. And people go, oh, that's a lenticular cloud. No, they got you brainwashed. I'm sorry. Like I said, so it was full of steam on that ship with the three primary colors of light. Tell me that's a now this is lenticular clouds. Those are, or they could be many ships in there. Who knows? But this is what I want to show people, that to be aware when they look up. Yeah, these are UFO clouds. They cloak themselves in the cloud. Yeah. Check that out. Aren't they beautiful, though? Come on, look at the house down here. That's a huge ship right there. Huge. Look at that one. Now, there's a regular cloud on top. Come on, right? Look at that. Hello. Oh, that's a lenticular cloud. Another one. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at. That's Mount Shasta. I've been there and seen the ships going in and out of the mountain. They're like little probes, balls of light. There's Mount Fiji. And here's one. Look at, the cloud is not dissipating. The wind is blowing it, but it's staying there. Okay? See the clouds on top leaving? All right. Come on. And that was like, look, an all-day thing, because it's getting nighttime. It's been there all day. Same, yeah. And people, okay, now here's some of the ships I've seen. Here's in Sedona. There's a golden ship. It was here. Can you put that on pause, please? Don't back it up. Just put it on pause, please. Stop. I know I need the button. We can't even, can we rewind it a little bit? Yeah. It was hard to do a timing thing because I didn't have the button. Okay, just a little bit more. Just a touch more. That's play. Okay, keep it right there. That's fine. Okay, so then, play. Okay, pause. This is pause. This is a golden ship. I've seen it here. I took this picture while I was driving in a car on the cell phone. Right? And then that evening I said, okay, the golden ships are here. So I went out. I know a very good hot spot, which I'll tell you, it's on Dry Creek Road, about 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and there they were. There they were, the golden ships. They kind of look like stars if you're not paying attention, but they're not. But they're bigger. They're huge. And they hover there, and the other stars move. See, everybody goes, well, how come you see so many ships, ThunderBeat? Look up. That's why I named my book Look Up. It's that simple, You can't just go like this, oh, I don't see any. And no, you gotta, be out there for a good hour or even 25, 30 minutes, right? So when I saw the golden ship, I said, oh my God, I have to just go and meditate with it. It was beautiful. I felt the really golden light from it. And then so I drove out there closer to the ship, and it was by, I don't know what they call that mountain, by Lizard Head, I'm sorry. If, for the people, if whoever doesn't live here, go out by the Lizard Head. There's different names for the rocks here. So I went out there, and it was dark, and all of a sudden I saw this light coming out of the mountain. I go, wait a minute, I've never seen that before, and it's too big of a light to be like a flashlight, And so I said, and I know there's no houses over there, so I drove down the road, and there's this huge light coming out from inside the mountain. And I went, oh my God, there's a ship, there's something going on inside the mountain. So, and I'm just sitting there meditating with it, and all of a sudden Spirit comes in and he goes, get out of there now. And I said, okay. So I left, I listened to my spirit guides, turned around, and fire trucks started racing up to the mountain. And I went, oh my God, they made me more nervous than the ships, I'm telling you, because you don't know what they're gonna do. So I went a block away and hid and watched the light on the mountain, and 3 probes came, I call them probes, balls of light, came shooting out of the mountain, boom, 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 hovered there, and I knew the fire trucks were just watching this. And they were just hovered there, and they were all, 2 was green, 1 was red, and then all of a sudden, they flipped and turned all white, boom, 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 and then floated up to the sky, and like a swirl thing, and I could hear them saying, we cannot go to the mothership, that will expose the mothership. So what they did, they turned themselves into stars. They blended in with the sky. I watched them, and I couldn't even tell which were them and the stars. They were so blended. It was amazing. So then I looked back at the golden ship. It was still hovering there. Another probe came out, or whatever you want to call it. It was white, and it went back in. It went like, uh-oh, firemen are here. Let me get out of here. And I said, and all of a sudden I got really nervous. I said, let me get out of here. I don't want even them to know that I know what's going on, because, they don't want us to know. So that's the golden ships. I call them cake and play. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Okay, the next one is, this is in Sedona. Looks like it's coming out of the throat, but it's not, or that. This is the white ships you see. You can put it on pause too, I'm sorry. The white ships. It's not working. Okay, the white ships are, that I know of, maybe not all white ships, but the white ships are the Ashtar Command. I've been on their ships. They've actually invited me to live on their ships in 1997 when they came to me. They said, we'd like you to, come and do the mission with us. And I said, what? Wait a minute, I already got plans for my life, and who are you? So then they explained a lot of things. They said, there's 5,000 people here. We're here for the planet. We have bases. They told me places where they had bases on the Earth, on the planet. And I'm going to say this big secret. The oil spill in Louisiana, they have a base. Ashtar has a base there. And whoever you want to call them, the dark side, the government or whatever, has been trying to do a hurricane there for 6 to 7 years to wash that base out. I was living in Florida at the time, watching this hurricane on the Weather Channel. Every year, hurricane season, the hurricane would go this way, then it would go down, then it would go up, then it would go over. And it's trying to hit Louisiana, New Orleans. I just know this. And a hurricane doesn't go backwards, okay? They don't. So I knew they were messing with the weather, trying to go hit New Orleans and wipe it out. Okay? So they finally did it, Katrina. Right? And the main reason, one of the main reasons, was because their Ashtar command base they wanted to wipe out. Yes. And the deterrent that they put in that they said to clean the oil up was poison. It was to kill them off even more. It was nothing to do with taking away the oil or dissipating the oil. I'm just going to tell you all. So what happened was they moved their base. Simple as that. But they have other bases. But they are totally here for helping us and guiding us. And you just have to ask and you shall receive. You know, I don't want to get religious, but that's what Jesus said. Just ask and you shall receive. And it's true. It's that easy. And they can't really help us unless we ask because of a free will zone. They can't just come in and just do something, you know. You have to ask for their permission or help. Otherwise, it would cause them, you know, residuals. Does that make sense? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so next, some more white ships, I think. This is really what they look like. And they have a lot of healing doctors on those ships too. But you always hear about the silver, you know, the Palladian ships or the inner earth ships. Those are the silver ones. But the white ones are Ashrakabin. Here's a more plasma ship. I took this. This is my backyard. It was there all day in my backyard, just hanging out. So what are you guys doing? Here's more etheric ships. Me and Shakina out on the land. Some triangle or triangle ships. They were there. We were there for like 20 minutes, and they're still hanging out. That's not just a reflection. Here's the black triangle ships have followed me around when I lived in Florida. There's big ones and small ones. They're monitor ships, and they do monitor you. They know what you're thinking. They know what you're doing. They give you messages, and there's before the government had them, because they do have them now. Stop. Talk about the black triangle ships that they do. The smaller black triangle ships, well, even the bigger ones before, because they have them now. They make them now. They got the technology from the star people, I call them, instead of ETs. They do come down and give messages and monitor. I'm talking about the benevolent beings. So the, you know, military or space program got their technology, and of course they're going to use them for different purposes, you know. But that's where they originally got the idea. But they used to follow me around the daytime. I'm like, what do you want? What? And then my shaman friend of mine said, well, they're monitoring you. And I go, okay, yeah. And they're usually unmanned, the smaller ones, but the larger ones have a crew on there. This is a picture I took last year on the full moon eclipse. I said, what is the full moon eclipse? I said, what is next to that thing? And I have a really good camera, 5000, Nikon 5000. And that looks like a blue spear being. And look at the light that it's shining on to the moon. That's amazing. That was last year. My backyard. I think they come and hang out with me. They have a little base or something up there on the top of the trees. No, only kidding, but who knows? But isn't that amazing? Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Okay, so in Egypt, you can pause it again. I talk too much compared to my program here. In Egypt, this is an Osiris temple, Seti temple. It's one of the oldest temples in Egypt. Right? It's one of the oldest temples in Egypt. And this is what they have on the walls. And who hasn't seen this? One person hasn't seen this. Everyone knows about this one, right? Okay. Well, look, they always talk about 2 ships or 3 ships out here. There's 4. You got the helicopter, right? You got the boat on top here. The middle ship, they said that was like one of my ships I used to drive when I was going to Egypt. I swear that's what they told me. And then I like this little one down here. One manor. We see it? I like that one. But doesn't that look like from Star Wars? Hello? What do you think? They can't make this stuff up. They got to get it from somewhere. There it is. It's so cool. Now, when I was in Egypt, I'm going to tell you the story. I've been there a couple of times. But the first time I went was in 1997, and we're coming from Cairo down to Aswan, which is 500 miles away. I went on an airplane with the group, and as soon as we took off, a tire blew out. Bam! I'm like, oh my God, what is that? You know? And everyone was scared. I said, no, and I asked Spirit, we're gonna be okay. But we ended up having to land at a military airport right away. So we're landing, and I see these fire trucks coming. I go, don't tell me that's for us. He goes, and the guy next to me was in the Air Force. He was a retired Air Force man. He goes, yep, that's for us. I'm sure it's the tire. I'm like, okay. And then I'm looking down, and I'm going, we're landing. We made the smoothest landing I've ever experienced in my life. And we all had to get out of the plane. And I looked back, and the tire was shredded. And I'm like, oh my God. So they said, okay, so go into the building and don't come out and don't get out of the building until we tell you to. This is the military airport, and you're not allowed to walk around the grounds. I'm like, okay. So we're sitting there for like a half hour, and I'm like bored. And all the guards, there's guards at the door with guns, every door. So you can't get in, can't get out, whatever. So I said, I'm getting bored. So I go, let me go just talk. I want to go talk to the guard. So I'm looking out the window, though, and I'm feeling totally E.T. energy. I said, there's E.T.s here. I feel them. I just can feel them. So I said, let me just go talk to the guard and look around. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm flirting. And okay, I'm going to tell you, the men in Egypt, they love women. And you can flirt with them, and they'll just get all like gooey. You know what I mean? So I said, hi, honey, how you doing? And I'm looking around going, seeing anything else that's going on. And sure enough, a ship came over, and a ship came over, and I felt it. Come on, baby. There it was, just like that. You can put it on pause. Thank you. And it came over the dune, and I knew immediately it was a worker ship. And I went like that, and I had my eyes. I went, wow. The guard looked back and saw that I saw the UFO, and he goes, get back in there now, and don't come out until we tell you. And I'm like, oh my God. I go, okay, now I know. I know that the Egyptians are working with the ETs. This is in 1997. This is a while back now, I think, you know? I'm like, holy moly, check that out, huh? But that's exactly, it was a silver. See, it looks golden on the bottom because that's the reflection of the sand. But that's exactly what I saw. And it came over, and it was hovering very low. And I knew it was a worker ship. Okay, you can play. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, wait! Is it behind me?